Is that even strength, or that is stupidity? All my mother's children, they gave birth normal way, and here I dey. Zoe, my daughter, is the most brilliant. The family people, we know they've gone through CS. Hebrew woman, nothing they happen. The Hebrew woman is not a woman that gave birth through the vagina. The delivery of my daughter Zoe was something that I was spiritually, mentally, psychologically, physically ready for. I was ready. I was physically active. I was a final year student at the time. I was rounding up my project, and my project was very tedious. It was practical, so I was actively doing the work. I was very active. I would go to school early in the morning, come back in the evening, do house chores, cook, clean, wash, weekends. I was very active doing all those things. Spiritually, I will pray. Any opportunity I get, I will pray. I will use my mantle that I got from Shiloh, my anointing oil, Bible verses, prayer points, a lot of books, prayer books that I will use, pray and all that. I was ready, so there was nothing that was going to stop me from having my child like the Hebrew women. Like, what are you talking about? I was so confident that God had my back. I was a fine girl, I didn't have all those craving, okra and bread, all those weird craving pregnancy stories that you will hear. I didn't have any of that. I will eat what every normal person would eat. I will do what every normal person would do. Like, I didn't change food. It was still the same thing that everybody will eat that I will eat. The only thing I know that I was really obsessed with was cherry fruit. I will always buy it, pack them, take it to school. I will lick it when I'm doing my project. You will always see it in my mouth, always chew it. That was what I was really obsessed with. Apart from that, every other thing was just very normal. And I didn't have all those breakouts, like maybe big nose, extra big nose. I mean, I had fats here and there, but it wasn't so extra. I just had my body. Maybe if I have a picture, I will show you guys. I was still slim, just nothing was too extra. So I was okay. I registered very early in the hospital. I'll take my routine drugs, nothing extra. Even when I go to hospital and people are like, oh, I'm having malaria, I want to see the doctor, this, that. So it's just the normal antenatal, the checkup, check-in. They'll check me, take your BP, take this, take that. After that, I'm going home. Like, I didn't have anything extra. I didn't have any health issue whatsoever. I was fine. But let me give you guys like a backstory. So during my marriage class in church, when I was preparing for wedding, we were doing marriage class in church. I had these friends, like we kind of clicked. We were three of us. We kind of clicked, and we will come together, discuss the wedding, what's going on, what are you planning, this, that, and that. Like, we were friends. So even after the wedding, we were still friends in church. And then one of us got pregnant earlier. So she got pregnant before us, and then one of the days in church, she already had a baby when we became pregnant. I and the second person became pregnant. It's almost the same time. So she had a baby first. So when we're asking her, like, oh, what was the experience with childbirth? How was the childbirth for you? What was the experience? Gave birth through CS. She was advising us that, oh, we should open our heart, that anything can happen. Open your mind to whatever option they give you, just be open. If you try through vaginal delivery, it's not coming forth, you can just opt for CS. She was just like giving us that advice. Deep down in my head, I was already pissed. Like, I was getting so angry with that advice. I just excused them and I told them, I'm coming. So I walked out, and then I just went and continued doing other stuff. It was the end of the service. The other girl met me and was like, why did you leave? And I just said, oh, I had something to do. So but deep down in my head, I knew that I left because I was not ready to hear anybody advising me about CS. Guy, I have prayed. I dey pray, oh, I pray, I'm active. Like, nothing was going to stop me from having my child like the Hebrew woman. I was not going to do CX. Like, I was so sure. So fast forward to 40 weeks. My pregnancy was 40 weeks, and The madam refused to come out. Zoe refused to come out. She decided to relax and enjoy the 3-bedroom flat that God has built for her in my stomach. I don't even know, maybe she turned it to duplex. What do I know? But the babe refused to come out. Hey God. Labor was not coming. 40 weeks. I was really worried. I was worried, like, God, what is going on? I had a friend that I met at the hospital during antenatal. We were close. I was supposed to give birth like 2 weeks before her. So she gave birth in April, and we've entered May and nothing is happening with me. It was in the middle of lockdown, so the movement was not so free. So I'll call the matron and she will say, don't worry, labor will come when it will come. She will advise me, just relax, do exercise, walk around. I will walk the whole street. This my area, everybody, I will walk the whole street. Sometimes I will even drag my husband. We are going together today. Every evening we will walk everywhere, enter every corner in this whole place, just so that I will be fit, like exercise. The babe refused to come, so I got really worried and I was getting scared, and this is just for me to say, no matter what you're going through in this life, see, worrying does not change anything. I'll still keep saying it, like, I worried myself to a problem. I was comparing myself with the girl that, she gave birth before me while I was supposed to give birth according to delivery. Like, what if there was wrong calculation or something? You don't have to like compare yourself. These are like lessons that I learned. But anyway, the labor was not coming, so I was just there, just still doing the exercise. In fact, I started browsing. I said, I will pray, I will browse, I will hate God. It was serious. On the 8th of May, I saw the white thing, they call it show. So the thing came out and I was happy, like, it's about to happen, but I was not feeling any type of pain. So I called the matron and she said, okay, you can come to the hospital. So we decided to go, although we had restrictions on the road, but once you tell them the emergency pregnancy, they will just tell you to pass. It was afternoon, like around 3-4. So we got to the hospital. She checked me and she said I was still 2 cm, but there was a problem. My BP was very high. Like, I have worried myself so much that my BP increased so much. And a woman that have high BP cannot push. So that was a big deal. Option now was, okay, they have to get drugs that will make my BP to come down. So while it is coming down, before the labor gets to 10 cm, so that I can now push. That was like the option. But that hospital, they didn't have that BP drug at that time, and because of the whole lockdown thing, it was not easy for them to access. So I think they just tried to make way for it, and it was not working out. They just said to refer me to another hospital. They referred me to another hospital, a good hospital. It was a teaching hospital, very big hospital known in PortHarcourt. So I got to the hospital and they rolled me in as emergency. They checked me. So they started giving me the BP drugs. As they gave me the BP drugs, the labor started coming gradually and the pain started coming. Now the pain got so intense. It was if you have gone through labor as a woman, you understand what I mean. But that pain, the labor pain, God, it was serious. I was going crazy. In fact, my body was just hot. Inside of me, I would feel so hot. I'll tell them to give me water to drink. They'll say, no, you cannot drink water. I will carry the water for myself. I was literally fighting with the nurses that was there. They'll say, this woman, you don't need to hear what? I'll be like, please don't give me water. I'll pour the water on my body. I saw their bed. Everywhere was so scattered, like I was going crazy. That labor pain was something else. I was going through that pain from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the night. They would check me, they would check my baby, they were checking the baby's heartbeat. I was going to like 8 cm, so obviously the labor was progressing. I was going to 8 cm, and then they checked the baby. They realized that his heartbeat was dropping, like the baby was about to give up because the labor was too intense, coupled with the high BP. Like, the child was so uncomfortable, and then the only option was Caesarean section. If they wasted more time just so I can get to 10 cm and push, that baby might not make it. Zoe, God. Let me not get emotional. But at that time, the only option was CS. I was pissed. I said, God, after all my prayers, after the whole walking that I walked the whole street, in fact, in the middle of the night, people are sleeping and I'm walking everywhere around the house just so that I would do exercise. After all my prayers, at that time, I didn't even have option. I just wanted my baby alive. So they met my husband, they told him the situation, he gave his consent immediately, and then I was wheeled to the theater. 20 minutes thereabout, my baby came out. I was so happy. At that point, all that pain and all those things disappeared. I had my baby through CS, and that makes me a Hebrew woman. So today I'm coming on this platform to, influence a mindset. I don't know if you had that kind of mindset that I had, that I even had to walk away from my friend because she was advising me to give CS a thought if there is no option. I don't know the kind of mindset you have, but if you were like me, today I'm coming to influence your mindset to tell you that giving birth like a Hebrew woman does not mean risking your life. We are so focused on this Hebrew woman thing that we forget that a Hebrew woman is not a woman that gave birth through the vagina. A Hebrew woman is not a woman that gave birth through CS. Hebrew woman is a woman that God has blessed. God blessed her so much that she carried her child for 9 months and she bore her child, and she's holding her child and they are both alive. That is a Hebrew woman. We Africans, we like to equate suffering to strength. If you see a woman that has been abused in her marriage for years and she's there, you will say, oh, she's a strong woman. You will see a woman or a man that has suffered over the years, you will attribute it to strength. Or a woman that is a workaholic that works and forgets herself, she's just working, being a wife, a mother, a teacher. In fact, she's everything. You equate it to strength. What is wrong with us? This thing also plays out in this labor and delivery thing. When a woman has gone through so much pain, so much anguish, so much pain in labor and risking her life and that of her child, and then we equate it to strength. Is that even strength, or that is stupidity? Risking your life and that of your child. I see people that go through CS and when they come out, you ask them, oh, how was delivery for you? They are hiding their mouths, they are murmuring about it, they don't want to share. And even the one that cares to share, maybe their family members will be telling them, shut up, don't say it. People will shut you up because you gave birth through CS. The same shut up syndrome. You see a girl that is being molested and you shut her up. You see a man that is going through abuse in his marriage and then he's meant to keep quiet, be silent. The silent culture. This culture of silence must be broken. It is a killer. When you associate shame to a particular thing, not only are you killing the morale of the person that went through that experience, you are also killing the next person. You are setting a trend that this thing is a shameful act and no woman should do it. And because of that, you see more women turning up from that option. Mothers, fathers, husbands. Stop shutting your wife up because they want to share their experience as CS moms. You are shutting these women up from speaking. You are painting it to the next girl that it is a shameful thing to go through CS. When the chance comes for them to take that decision, they would rather go for the unshameful one, which might even put their life and that of their child at risk. What is wrong with us? If God didn't want us to know about CS, He wouldn't have given a doctor or whosoever that discovered that. Don't forget that God is the creator of all things. If God didn't want us to know about CS, He wouldn't have allowed us to know about it. He is still the one that created all these things. No, the way I see CS now, when I had to digest my experience and all, the way I see it now is just like, oh, something is in a bottle, it has to come out through this hole. But if the hole is not working, for you to save your life, for you to save the child, you bore another hole by the body, by the side. That is how it is, and get it out. That is the simple logic. That a lot of women had lost their lives, a lot of women had lost their child just because of this let me wait for the delivery, what if something happened? How are you going to live knowing that, oh, This was because of my decision. If I had said, oh, I will not have this CS, I have to wait till that 10 cm, because at the time it was 8 cm. I had just 2 cm for me to push. If I had said, okay, let me wait till that time, and then the heartbeat of my child dropped, how am I going to live knowing that this was because of my decision? How am I going to sleep at night? Science is a gift from God. Many people that could not conceive today are conceiving because of science. IVF, many people that could not have a male child or female child, it's happening now because of science. You can do gender selection. Why are you risking your life and that of your child? Even when God has shown you another option, it is scientifically and medically advised that you can take this option, but you say no. Hebrew woman, I must born with Hebrew woman, just because of what society has made CS to look like. It's good to have faith. I had faith. I was ready. But when this option is not working, go for the option that is working. Having CS doesn't make you less of yourself or different from any other child. A child that was giving birth through vagina or the one that is giving birth through CS, there's no difference between them. There's no mark on their face that say, oh, I'm a CS child or I'm a CS mom or whatsoever. Zoe, my daughter, is the most brilliant. I don't even get to say it enough, or maybe I don't put it on social media, but she's so bright, she's so fine. You could know, like, why will I risk my child because of whatever society has tagged it to be? If you ever have CS, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed to share your experience. When people ask you, don't murmur. Don't be discouraged. If you are murmuring and hiding, you are discouraging the next person, and at the same time you are undermining yourself. And if you are the type that have loose mouth, you are always talking against CS and all, I don't have anything to say. All I have to say is God will give you wisdom so that you have understanding. If you are like me, that you were so strict and say, oh dear, nothing they happen, please, when the time comes and that option is not working to save your life, to save your child, go for the next option. If you're a family member, a husband or a mother or a whatsoever, you are very strict with this. They know my family people, we know they born through CS. All my mother's children, they gave birth normal way. Stop it. All births are natural births. The other one refused to come out through the hole. We decided to bore another hole for them to come out. They are all natural. Young ladies, if you are like me that have that mindset, please have a rethink. Don't jeopardize your life and that of your child just because you want to answer Hebrew women. How many Hebrew women have collected award? If it was for us to put it that way, a Hebrew woman is not a woman that gave birth through CS. A Hebrew woman is not a woman that gave birth through vagina. A Hebrew woman is a woman that carried her child and bore her child, and the world can see. That is who a Hebrew woman is. I hope I've been able to say something to talk to you. This video is going too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.